Today I'm going to talk about a little bit of advanced, you can say advanced topic, which is framing effect. Now, framing effect, you might have seen it, but you don't know how to use it properly. So I'm going to explain it with a lot of examples in this lesson that how you can use framing effect effectively while you are designing for websites, mobile apps, or anything you are designing. So you might have seen photographs hanging in your house or room or in your relative's house. So what it does is that you need to put a lot of white space or some content around your photo. Okay, so photo framing means that, for example, if you are designing something or you have some features listed on a website, so you are designing for the features section. So what you are going to do is you are going to use a frame of maybe color or maybe some lines or maybe white space and add it around that content. So you are going to frame your content just like a photo is framed inside the frame of that photo. Okay, so it is going to, what it is going to do, okay, so it is going to emphasize that and it is going to make it more prominent and different from the rest of the content on your website or mobile app. A lot of people, they don't know how to properly use white space. Now, white space can be used as a frame too. You don't need to, put some colored frame or maybe some hard frame around your content. You can use white space, a lot of white space around your elements, design elements, to make them look, you can say, emphasized and bold. Okay, so you might have seen that there are photo frames when the photo is or the text in them is very small and there is a lot of white space around it. So when you put a lot of white space around something, it is going to give it more emphasis and it will look more cleaner or more sleek. You can see here I have designed a very small try no or no thanks box. And you might have seen these kind of pop-up boxes or something like that. So if you create a lot of white space around them, they are going to look great. So keep that in mind that putting a lot of white space is going to help your designs. And don't worry, don't try to, think that this is too much. Try to use as much as you can. So now we are going to see some of the examples. Now, you might have seen this example a lot of times because this is the recent one I designed. Anyhow, so you can see in this design, if you look at this section, ease of use, affordable, scalable, free sport, there is a frame, white frame that is containing all this content. And you can see that it is emphasized from the background. So I'm using actually the framing effect. So let me show you the frame. So this is the frame and you can see how I am using a lot of white space around my content. And also I'm using white color and some shadow around it. So to highlight this frame that it is elevated and it is different from the background. Now let's look at this section over here. And you can see here we have different cards of the usage of different digital signage products. And you can see if you look at one of them, it is also the use of framing effect. So the card concept, which was designed by Google Material Design, and a lot of you can say it is used a lot of times in all mobile apps. It is basically the framing effect. So they are using a frame to frame their content inside it. Let's look at this example. Here you can see I have designed this dashboard, and if you look closely, I am using a very big frame on top of a blurred image to show this, you can say, this dashboard. And let me highlight that. So this is my frame. Okay, so you can see this is my frame and all the content around it. I'm not just using white color. So you can see the space around here and the space around here on the right and the left, it is being used as a frame. So you can see we have some space at the bottom, on the left and the right, and at the top too. So I am using framing effect to highlight this main content area or main content section of this dashboard over here. So you can use all these, this framing concept in a lot of ways. You can see these buttons have been highlighted, small frames I am using over here. You might be laughing right now. So this is actually the framing effect that you leave space around it like that and highlight it, the content between it. Similarly, I'm using very big frame around all my this dashboard. So let's see some examples from other designers, because I think I'm just a beginner. So let's see some more experienced designers. So the first example is from this designer, Anwar Hussain, and I think he designed this landing page, and it is very brilliantly designed, very nice, very simple, plain layout, good use of colors. And if you look at this section over here, let me zoom into this section. Okay, so here we have this section, authentication, membership, front, and console. So this is actually the use of framing effect. So this content, you can see it is inside a frame. Again, if we look at another section, let me show you, where was that? Okay, so this one, want to receive updates, unsubscribe at any time, no spam. So you can see this section for subscribing is also using a framing effect. And here we have again the framing effect, content inside this frame. So don't ever think that frame is just, you can say, white space. So you can use any color, like here he has used some colors around it, very pale colors. You can also use some patterns around it. Let me show you some example over here. You might have seen this before, and you can see again the eye is in the center. It is using the framing effect. So this is making it look great. Space all around it, just like a photo frame. Let me show you more examples. Here we have this one. You can look at this over here, image inside, and it just looks like a photo frame. Now here you can see the designer is using a frame to frame this photo, and you can see the space around this photograph is just looking like a photo frame. Similarly, this text is also inside this frame, you can see. So this is the use of the framing effect. Again, don't mistake that the framing effect can be used just with the white space. You can use patterns around it. Okay, so here in this package design, you can see this looks great. It is from Mamba Studio, and I love their designs. You can see that this center information, which is La Selva Cafe Organico, it is surrounded by the texture, or you can say the pattern all around it. So this is a beautiful pattern and a great product design, packaging design. And here you can see they are using actually this pattern for the framing effect. So they are framing this plain section of yellow, orange, and this text, and frame it with some texture. So this is actually the contrast. This center one is actually plain, and outside is all patterns. So this is another concept which I have taught you, contrast. So here you can see, look at them closely. They are looking great. This is actually the framing effect. Again, the frame is too big and the image is too small. So you can see also there are some parts overlapping. Great execution, great design. I really love this package design. Okay, so let's see one more example. Okay, so this is from, these are multiple owners, Isabel Souza and Casulo Studio, London, and this is a great design again. And here you can see they are using the framing effect, but a bit differently. So what they are doing is they are using this texture. Let me zoom in. Using this texture and this images, these patterns, and they are using it just at the top of the page. So the top frame have this texture, and the rest of the frame doesn't have it. It just have you can say just the white space. So actually they are trying to use a concept which I have talked about in my other lesson, which is generating ideas, where the concept was to show and hide. So they are showing some part and hiding the rest of the part. So here you can see a very great design. I wish I could design something like this. Great execution, great typography combinations, great style, great colors, great use of framing effect with using this pattern. Overall, a great design. So that is all. I hope you have understood now the concept of framing effect and how you can use that in your mobile apps, websites, or whatever you design. See you soon in the next lesson. I hope I will be making more lessons like these for this course. And till then, just keep watching and improving. Don't forget to submit your assignments. And see you soon in the next lesson.